So, welcome to the last part of Mega Man 6, and here we are taking on Dr. Wily's castle. And obviously the whole Mr. X thing was kind of where the plot of these games is definitely not something that you would look forward to in a Mega Man game. Nobody really plays these things for plot anyway. So let's just have Dr. Wily put on a fake beard and put on a flimsy little disguise that he can just rip out by touching it. You know, kind of like those cartoons where if they take off a disguise, all they have to do is just peel it off. Kind of like that. But then again, Mega Man's kind of good like that, being cartoonish. Or Mega Man works when it's cartoonish. When it is serious, that's when it runs into problems. Then again, Sonic the Hedgehog had the same issue. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Oh, we're just gonna get hit instead. Let's see, I want this. And if I end up getting it. Yeah, I was kind of worried about those jumps, and of course, no Mega Man game is complete without one of those things, where you have to fall between all these spikes. So let's just go ahead and get some cool stuff. Yeah, at least there's plenty of power-ups here. That's the fun thing about these stages that... Ow, damn it, I wanted that. That's a fun thing about these stages is that there are plenty of power-ups you get to work with, and also, you do get a lot of chances should you screw up. And this is one of the things that does make Mega Man 6 a tad on the easy side, compared to like Mega Man 2 or something like that. Might as well. Let's see, how am I gonna deal with this guy? I think getting the Flame Blast up and running should be the way to go. And yeah, that's a pretty awkwardly placed enemy. And I don't know what that guy was aiming at. But then again, I guess he took it literally when Wily told him to watch the door. So here we are at our first boss, and the first boss is going to be the dinosaur, and there are two ways you can attack this thing. You can either ride the platforms and shoot it in the face, or hit the platforms back at him with a rush power. Now, I can never figure out this guy's hitbox. Are you supposed to hit him in the eyes or the mouth, or... I'm not really sure. But then again, this thing has a pretty narrow hitbox, so... it is pretty easy to screw up on this guy, and get hit a lot by those fireballs. That's a tricky part, is you have such a short window to attack him. Oh my gosh, why can't I hit him? Alright, well I might as well just show off rush power then. Just like so. It is a lot more reliable than the Yamato Spear, but at the same time it doesn't do as much damage. So here we are at stage 2 of Wily's castle. And this is one of the easier castles. This is probably the easiest one since Mega Man 3. And here we see that Dr. Wily forgot to turn the heat on. So we have a lot of ice to contend with. Also, if they wanted to be jerks, they should have put spikes on that wall. And let's just deal with this guy. And yeah, that is one thing about these games, is that the bosses kind of run dry near the end. I'm guessing Dr. Wily probably would have done a lot better had he not made 2 castles. But then again, he was probably planning on doing that anyway, and then he was thinking, well crap, they actually bought this whole Mr. X thing, so now I gotta build 2 castles and actually look like Mr. X. But at the same time, he spread himself thin. And then he ends up using much worse resources on both castles. Instead of making one really big one, he just made 2 crappy ones. Also, he took a lot of lessons from his vacation to Japan, when he decided to build a something similar to one of those pagodas. Or at least I think that's a pagoda. I might be wrong though. I'm not very well cultured in Japanese culture. So I just need to deal with those grad students again. I don't really know why they get so angry when you knock off their motorboard. I don't know, this is a Mega Man game, why am I questioning its logic? Let's see, this next boss is weak to the Windstorm. You can use the Mega Buster, but it is a little bit tougher because it's constantly moving forward. And this turret likes to shoot bubbles that explode. And it is pretty easy to carry those things up, and that thing can corner you really easily if you're not careful. So that's why I wanted to rush in and take him out quickly. So now we are off to stage 3. And stage 3 is going to be your traditional boss rush. But there's a very unconventional way of getting there. So I'm just going to go ahead and get Rush Jet up because you do have to ride these fans. And it is pretty easy to get sucked into spikes like that. I also like how the energy just vanished at the end of that. Alright, well, take 2. Yeah, I was waiting for you that time. Oh gosh, that you respawn. Okay, that definitely threw me for a loop. Was not expecting that. Let's see, I just want to get hit. Yeah, this is what happens when you're playing like complete crap today. Let's just get you out of the way. And then I just want to get these things. The good news is they give you plenty of opportunity to power up. I mean, it's not like the bosses are all that different or anything. And again, I think X8 was the only game that offered a reasonable explanation as to why you're fighting the bosses again. But boss rush is a staple in most Mega Man games. Or not most, all Mega Man games. So let's just get going here. See, I think Yamato Man's the first guy. It is also unfortunate that they didn't keep the backgrounds the same, like they did in 5. And it is easier to pick this guy off when he's trying to do that one-shot thing. And then for some reason you have to go get it. Oh yeah, fortunately this is gonna go pretty quickly, I hope. So let's just get going here. And yeah, I'm actually using Plant Man's weakness this time. And it is a little bit harder to deal with him because of that charge attack. But then again, this is Plant Man we're talking about, so I'm just gonna backstep and then hit him that way. Just like so. Also not appreciating the slowdown, but then again, I guess that's either part of the game or my computer. I have not figured out which one yet. And you're out of here. Let's see, this might be Nightman. I don't remember though. And it turned out it is. Also, see, the boss rush, I think the bosses might be a little bit more aggressive here. Like they're more willing to charge at you. Or maybe just Nightman is. So let's see, I think Centaur Man or Wind Man, one of those two. I mean, while the background changes, it is a little bit trickier to, I guess, get thrown off by these things. Then again, when you're looking for these things, it is pretty easy to think too much about it. Let's see, next one is going to be Wind Man, so let's get the Centaur flash up. Yeah, I was thinking about doing this the same way as Clement with his boss rushes, but, you know, I decided to just keep him in. I mean, he just speeds him up and then play some music on there. Then again, I don't really feel like getting copyright flagged, so I'm not going to use any songs. Let's see, who's next? I think Tomahawk Man is next. Let's just get going here. And yeah, this is the one I'm probably gonna end up getting hit the most just because... Well, that was weird. I just somehow got him to jump into me and then kill him at the same time. So it should be either Flame... Well, I only have 2 left, so it's either Flame Man or Blizzard Man. I also like how they keep the thunder. I mean, that's just a nice little touch. And, let's see, yeah, this guy's pretty simple with the, Windstorm. And again, with how short these boss rushes are, I guess it doesn't really matter if I keep them in or not. Then again, I am gonna have to speed up Mega Man X5's boss rush. Just because they have, like, a health bar that takes up the whole screen. It's, actually not that fun a boss rush because how is it a boss rush when you had to hit the guy like 200 times? I mean, the bosses are easy enough in X5, but I mean, there's only one that might actually cause problems, and that's, yeah, we'll get to that when we're dealing with X5. But here we're off to fight. Absolutely nothing. That's the end of the stage. So yeah, I'm thinking Dr. Wily probably should have just made one castle. Guessing he just ran out of robots at this rate. So let's see, what I want to do is I want to get the Flame Blast up so I can control my descent. Well, that did not go the way I wanted it at all. I wanted to get Tomahawk back, it turned out I ended up getting Blizzard attack back. Oh, let's just get going here. So yeah, all you have is one metal dispenser. And this is a nice place to farm in case you end up getting killed. And also Eddie's here. Well, that was nice of them. I mean, hopefully I'll finish with 9 lives this time. Let's see, what I want to do for this first form of Wily is break out the Night Crush. And basically all he's going to do is just jump and then shoot 3 fireballs at you. It is pretty easy to get mixed up on the trajectory of these fireballs like that. And you can end up jumping into one by accident. But yeah, the second guy, or the second form of Wily, uses the same idea, but he likes to change up the speed and the trajectory of his jumps. So let's just break out the Silver Tomahawk and deal with him that way. And now we get our obligatory disappearing UFO act. And see, really all there is to this part is that you do have to not jump into his fireballs. But overall, this part's not too tough. Except when he likes to appear in a place where you can't hit him. Now with that, that is the end of Dr. Wily, and that is the end of Mega Man 6. And this time Mega Man brought a rope. I also like how it's like Capcom times. And it says Dr. Wily Yinainun. Or Biainun. I don't really know what that is. Then again, this is probably Capcom language. Oh, in that case, he should have been a corporation owner. He would have gotten off that way. Yes, I had to make that joke at some point. Or I could have just started a fake corporation or something like that. I don't know. But I do like this ending part, where they show like all the robots in their natural habitat. And then you have the music playing. And then they have like little pieces from each and every one of their stages. And one thing I might have forgot to mention was that Nightman and Windman were actually made by non-Japanese people. And Nightman was a Canadian guy, and then Windman was an American guy. And they're mentioned in the credits, so you'll know them when you see them. And then, I should probably get my final thoughts on the game, and, well, this was a nice way to end the NES games on the Classic Series. And I mean, they did have a lot of advanced things for NES, like the graphics, the music. A lot of those things are very well advanced, and I have fawned over the level design before, and I really do like this game. I mean, just some things with the bosses, or the after the 8 bosses, just kind of runs dry. But outside of that, this is still a pretty fun game to play. And one that is pretty easy to go back to, pretty easy to pick up and play. And thanks to power-ups like Rush Jet and Rush Power, you have a lot of replay value. But let's see, outside of that, since I had some unfortunate technical difficulties with Mega Man V, I'm going to, let's see, upload something else in the meantime. And I'm actually working on recording that right now. Fortunately, it is a pretty quick game. And that's probably how my LPs are probably going to go for the rest of my, or I guess for the rest of the years. They're going to be like short, quick games, but also kind of challenging games. Then again, don't expect like a video a day or an LP a week. I just don't think it's going to work out that way. Then again, I should do better than one video per week, but we will have to see. Let's see, Windman should be the last one. And he unfortunately didn't do any of those things. I think I mentioned earlier I would rather get a fan weapon, but that was just me. Nope, I guess there's one more, just Yamato Man. So let's see, the next one in the classic series is going to be Mega Man 7. I'm not really sure when I'm going to get to that, but I mean, that might have to be like its own separate series. Well, we'll have to see. That is going to be the first one on Super Nintendo, so I am looking forward to it. I mean, I'll talk more about like how it plays compared to the other games, but you know, we'll get to that when we get to Mega Man 7. Let's see, here's just the rest of the credits. I also like how it's a little bit more diversified this time. I mean, those are all like the special things. I'm guessing those are like people from their respective cultures that I guess helped out with those Robot Masters. And that's one thing I really do like about these Robot Masters. They have a much better personality than the ones in 4 and 5 did, and then they also have like much more international culture involved in this game, which is actually something they did a pretty good job of. Well, with all that said, this is the end of Mega Man 6. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Yeah, to be continued a few more times, 4 to be exact. But with all that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.